Good morning, everybody. We are out here in Jacksonville Beach at the Lassus residence, and she just did a new project to update her yard. You'll see pictures of very traditional shrubs, very little color, very little creativity going on, and she wanted an easy care, but most importantly, a yard that will attract butterflies and bees. So we incorporated a lot of different flowers in that goal to get butterflies out here and bees as well. We resodded the entire yard. She wanted to change from zoysia to St. Augustine. Fortunately, both of her neighbors have St. Augustine, so that works out really well. We're not trying to fight one with the other. And as you'll see here, the grass looks a little bit unmowed. The grass hasn't been in for much more than a couple weeks, and we typically don't do our first mowing until the sod is approximately 3 weeks old. So you don't want to put a lot of stress on the grass when it's new. Especially, the other thing that's extremely important is the first few mowings, and in general, you should always leave the grass mowing height as high as you can take it, because the shorter that you cut the lawn, the less blade there is to collect energy and to grow roots for you. And so you have a much healthier lawn if you can leave it on the longer side rather than letting it get long, cutting it real short. You stress it, and that's what causes you to get a lot of weeds in your yard. So right now you can see the color is a real pretty green, and it's a little uneven. Another thing that we do that I've talked about before is we applied a fungicide knowing that in new turf you're going to be watering frequently. In addition to all the rain that we get here in the summer and the humidity, that fungicide application helps prevent fungus at the start, so you get off to a good start with your yard. So right here in the foreground as a specimen, we've got an orange bird of paradise, and we've got some blue days, which the orange and the blue, if you're a Florida fan, it plays great. If you're an FSU fan, you're going to have to look elsewhere. And then back here, we've got a dwarf tibouchina. Over the next few days, it's going to be covered in a bunch of purple flowers. We've got Liriope. She has dogs who will be out here, and all of the things that are out here are safe with pets. So we went with Liriope, and as you come back over here, this is tropical butterfly weed. And I'm looking to see if we have any caterpillars. I'm not seeing any today, but you can tell that they have been around because they have eaten foliage down below. And then they will produce a chrysalis and eventually evolve into a mature butterfly. So there's a number of these. We've got some Mystic Spire salvia. This is exceptionally good bee attractor, which you can see we've got a honeybee right here. This is Gaillardia, and it comes in this more red color, and sometimes you'll see it in a brighter yellow color as well. But this you'll see as a native on our beaches here in Jacksonville. We've got additional butterfly weed, and we also have a new pygmy date palm, which was one of her requests. Initially, she had a very large sylvestris palm in the foreground, and it kind of took over the whole front of the house. We left her podocarpus in place at her request, and I think they make a great foundational plant. And then around the corner here, we've got a fire bush, which again is also a hummingbird attractor, and it's also a native to the area. So this is a very good plant as well for attracting butterflies and hummingbirds. We're just going to take a real quick look in the backyard. Aspects of the job that are setting Ms. Lassus up for the future is the fact that we remove pavers. So her hope is to put a swimming pool in the backyard. So in Jacksonville Beach, you're allowed to have 35% area of the lot with impermeable materials, and she wants to make sure that she gets down to that number. The pool itself won't count against her, but any of the coping or any of the ancillary patio area around the pool will. So we removed pavers along here, made this smaller, And then originally the pavers went almost to the edge of the house here, so this, we gained back about 120 square feet here. And then we have pretty much a blank slate for the pool guys to do their thing. There are two extremely large queen palms in here. And we had an incident with squirrels. So we had a nest with baby squirrels. We contacted the wildlife people, and from the time that the wildlife person came out, and in that time the mom had taken the babies to another site. And apparently squirrels, something that I learned, squirrels actually will have more than one nest area in the event that they have to get their babies to a safe place. So that was something new for me to learn, and the babies were okay. So over here we've got some bromeliads, we've got a soft caress mahonia, and then as you look down the side here, we put a rubber tree and we transplanted some of her red sister Thai plants. And this used to be all pavers, so we gained some more additional area that she can use for the pool when they do build that in the future. So back over here on the front left corner, you can see we've got some connections between the left and the right side. So we've got some blue days. Again, we've got some mystic spire salvia, and then we added a fiesta hibiscus. So this will have a pop of color. Originally there were podocarpus wrapping around the corner, and this all then ties with the new plantings on the other side of the house. So it's pretty simple. It's a lot of color. I think it draws butterflies and bees quite well with what's planted here. And from the standpoint of where we started to where we're at, it's a much more modern and upscale look than what she had before. So thank you for stopping in. I am going to get a cold drink. The flamingos, they do like warm weather, but with it being this hot and humid, they ask for the day off. So you won't see the flamingos, but this yard is definitely now flamingo worthy.